Okay, hello, welcome back. My name is Kata, and we are going to do a reading today. I do readings a little bit differently. I don't come in with an intention. I do a little prayer before I start the reading, and then I ask Spirit, okay, what is it that I need to know? You're going to kind of get the vibe of how I do readings as we go along and as you watch them. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And let's just jump right into it. So it's a really cold day where I am today, so my nose is a little bit runny. So we just had a massive temperature drop. Okay, where do you want me to start? Okay, they're saying this deck. We start off with upheaval. There's definitely this sense for this collective. Oh, wrath. And I'm being told 2 more. Battle. Okay. I'm told 1 more before I start speaking. Okay. Mischief. Okay. That's it, right? Bottom? No. Okay. So we have upheaval, we've got wrath, we've got battle, and we've got mischief. This is definitely a really large upheaval, a really large, I know I'm literally saying the word, but it's definitely a really large, sorry, I'm just checking the mic here. Almost like a tower moment I'm getting for a lot of you that chose this pile. There's definitely a sense of conflict within your life. There's definitely a sense of like nothing's going right. Like there's a lot of things that are occurring that it's just one thing after another after another. A lot of you are far too influenced. This card, I'm going to actually ignore the words here. This card here is really giving me the vibe that y'all are far too invested in what is happening collectively outside of your energy. Okay, so you're far too invested in like the world and politics and things of this nature. You really need to step back. There's definitely this sense of like needing to step back. The battle that is to be had, okay, this card here, the battle that is to be had, I don't actually think is a battle with other people. It's a battle within yourself, right? It's a battle within what it is you're doing, what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're feeling. That's the battle that is being had. Okay. I do think that there's a lot that's going on. I mean, I don't think there's a lot that's going on in terms of the world, in terms of politics, in terms of economies and all this stuff. And I think that the very first message that is coming through here is that you need to be careful not to take those things on so hard. You're taking it, you're personalizing it, right? You're personalizing these things. Okay. Your job is to watch. You see all these, I know that it's not focusing the greatest. Sorry, guys. You guys need to be in this. You're not in the battle. You need to be up here watching it. Okay. So if you guys can see, you've got all these crows that are up here watching the battle unfold here. And that's what you need to do. That's what needs to happen. Sorry, there's a little bit of glare there. Maybe I should move some of these candles. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going to try to fix this so you can see the cards better. Okay. But you need to take on, oh, that was a little bit better. You need to be up here instead of feeling like you're down there. Okay. There's definitely needs to be this sense of you're taking on way too much. You're taking on way too much of the collective energy. And you really should not be taking that on. This mischief card, some of you are almost creating conflict, Okay, there is a warning here. There's a few warnings here immediately with this collective that, first off, the world energy is not your energy. Okay, that's the first thing. You need to really hone in. You need to clear your space energetically. Okay, whether that's smoke clearing, water clearing, sound clearing, however you choose to do that. But there's also definitely a sense of you need to stop creating conflict where there is no actual conflict. There's a number of you that are starting. Oh, you're not going to like this. There's a number of you that are. You're going to listen to this and you're going to be heavily triggered, I'm being told. I'm being told that the people who are going to listen to this, when they listen to it, they're going to really be triggered because they don't want to admit that they're starting conflicts that don't need to be started. But ultimately what's happening here is that the energy that you are putting out is creating, right? This mischief card here. Okay, let's look at this card for a second. If I can get the camera there to focus a little. In this card, you have the cat, and then you've got these crows that are going after the cat. You know, they're creating mischief. This is what you're doing, is there are people in your life that are neutral or perceived neutral, or there's people in your life who maybe even disagree, and you are picking fights with them, okay? You're picking fights with them about things that, honestly, at the end of the day, don't really matter. So there's definitely this sense of needing to back off, needing to let bygones be bygones, let things go, let things be, leave everything well enough alone, because it's not yours. It's not your energy. It's not your fight, okay? We definitely have this problem where many of us are in a state of getting involved in things, especially with social media and everything. There's a state of getting involved with things that isn't actually yours to be involved with. It's not actually your problem. It's not actually something that you're to be a part of. So let it go. Okay, there's definitely this message of leave well enough alone and let it go. Okay. We have guilt that came up here. There's definitely a sense. Okay. 2 more cards I'm being told. Okay, I was going to stop, but 2 more cards. There's definitely this sense. 1, cute, and 2. Okay. There's definitely this sense with this group, with this guilt card coming up, of having a savior complex problem. Okay. Needing to really have, really having this kind of savior complex, having this, this idea that everything is your problem and you're there to fix it. You know, you're part of the good crowd, you know, you're there to fix the problem. This is really here to tell you that that's not your job. Okay, that's not what you're there for. That's not your job. That's not what you're here for. Leave well enough alone. Okay, stay out of it. Okay, for some of you also, this is like work. Like, this is a work problem. This isn't, there's a small percentage of you that this isn't in relation to like collective politics or collective ideologies, but this is actually like a work problem. Like, you guys are getting too involved in issues within your work or your workspace or your work life that aren't actually yours to be involved in. Okay, we also have projections here. Okay, and then we've got transformation. Okay, I really like this transformation card because it's telling me that you guys are going to shift out of this energy, this like in your head, projecting your issues, getting involved in things that aren't yours to get involved with. This really chaotic energy, dramatic energy. It's telling me that there's going to be a shift out of that. Okay, this shift, I'm going to be brutally honest, is not going to be pleasant for many of you. This is going to come. I think this reading, if you stick through the reading, I think that this reading could potentially help. But I think a lot of you that you're going to reach a point in this reading about now where you're going to be like, F this, and you're going to click off. Okay, you're going to be like, no, I'm not like that. I don't do that. Okay, that's your projections, right? That's all those things, not wanting to admit that you're actually part of the problem, not wanting to admit that you're contributing to the mentality and the the lack of mental health that you have. This group, I feel like, is struggling with their mental health. You're struggling with maintaining focus. You're struggling with your creativity. Okay, there's blocks here. There's blocks. You need to reopen your creativity. You need to reopen the love that you see for humanity and for the world. This is the Lover's card. Okay, you need to reopen this. Okay, and the easiest way that you're going to do this is through this card, which is playfulness. You also have this card here. It's labeled the Creator, but I actually want to focus on this for a second here. We're going to ignore the fact that it says Creator for a minute, because this card here is about meditation. But it's not just about meditation. It's about focusing in and bringing your inner light that's inside and pulling that light out, okay? Bringing it out into the world. This group, you guys have amazing potential to actually make change and make a difference. But you're so focused on all the crap of the world, on all the crap of your workspace, the drama of other people, that you're not actually taking in and expelling your own light. Okay, you're not taking in and taking your own light. You're sitting with it, right? But because you're only sitting and you're not trying to bring the light out, and bring more light into the world and bring your healing into the world, you end up just with this, right? With this type of mentality. You're not in this calm state when you sit still. You're in this very distraught state. A lot of you need to do shadow work. Okay, I'm just saying that. A lot of you need to do shadow work. Some of you would actually benefit from actual therapy, going to therapy, doing therapy, to get rid of some of this stuff, because for some of you, this is related to previous issues that you haven't. I don't want to say it's trauma, because it's not trauma. It's previous things that you didn't actually just deal with. So I think that doing something like therapy of some sort, I'm hearing like CBT therapy, would be beneficial to a portion of you that would be seeing this reading. Okay, getting into a meditation practice would also be beneficial for a lot of you, and focusing on your inner love, right? If you look at where this is, right, you have, I don't know if you can see how well, the heart is here and you've got the light here. Okay, bringing that love out of this space. Okay, really focusing on bringing this love and pushing more love and playfulness, joy, happiness out into the world. A lot of you are just spending a lot of time dwelling on the mess that is the world, that you're not actually helping yourself to overcome anything. Okay, and you're in this cycle, right? There's this cycle that is occurring again and again and again, where you're feeding into the drama, you're feeding into the politics, or you're feeding into someone else's situation that honestly has nothing to do with you. And then you are, in this state of, it's taking up your mind, right? It's taking up your literal mind. It's taking up your day. It's taking up your energy. Then you're projecting all of those insecurities and fears that are not actually yours. Probably for the vast majority of you, they're actually other people's. You're then projecting that onto other people, and you're just doing this again and again and again. Honestly, this is actually kind of the world stage right now. This is the world energy at the moment. But for this group in particular, there's a message here of shifting out of that, right? Transforming out of that. Right? Letting it go. This card sometimes reminds me, the angle I'm seeing it at right now, it's reminding me of the Devil card. Okay, it's reminding me of how the Devil card, you guys see it where I'm saying it's reminding me of the Devil card right here, right? But the devil's inside of you, if that makes sense. The devil's not outside, the devil's inside of you. You're your own worst enemy right now. You're your own worst enemy. You're the one that's doing the worst job because you're harming yourself. This isn't some outside, right? This this situation, this wrath here, right, this battle is not, if I can get it up, this is not an outside force. This is an internal force that is happening within you, right? It's creating this, and this card literally is called upheaval. It's creating this upheaval. It's creating this discontentment within you and needing to restructure and bring that back and refocus your energy, okay? The easiest way you're going to do this is through this. By starting to do the things and bring the light out, that's how you're going to end up doing a lot more to get out of this energy. That's how you're going to transition out of this space. That's how you're going to let go of these things. Okay, I'm being told that's it. It's a really short message. I'm being told that's it. The brunt of the message is there, and what you need to do to get out of it is there, and to leave it there. So I'm going to leave it alone for now, and I hope you all have an amazing day or an amazing week. And until next time, bye.